Hello, good afternoon. Hi, I'm Robbie Ellis. I'll be hosting this pre-concert talk, and it always seems to be the case that the one day of the week I have to dress nice is always the hottest day of the week. It has consistently been that for Tuesday. Thank you for coming to this rush hour concert here at St. James Cathedral, put on by the International Music Foundation. And we're going to talk to the three performers who are performing at trios by Louise, Farrenc and Johannes Brahms today. So I'll introduce them for you. By the piano, on the piano bench, Katherine Petersen. Dr. Katherine Petersen is the one current local in the trio. She's a pianist on the faculty of the Music Institute of Chicago, former pianist in the Fifth House Ensemble, yes, and one half of duo FAE, a violin and piano duo that did a Myra Hess lunchtime concert in September last year. Next to me is another doctor. They're all doctors here. Don't necessarily trust them with a medical emergency, but they're all doctors. Zach Preucil, he's a cellist who grew up in Schaumburg and a few degrees later got his doctorate at Madison, the University of Wisconsin there. And he's still based there, plays principal in the La Crosse Symphony Orchestra, a couple of hours west, still in the state of Wisconsin. And finally, Dr. Sarah Manassera is a clarinetist on the faculty of the University of Wisconsin at Stevens Point. She spent many years as a woodwind doubler in musical theater pit bands, an active solo performer of contemporary music, and does a lot for the International Clarinet Association, which we'll talk about in a sec. So, Sarah, I'll come to you first. Have you had the chance to perform much in Chicago?
Is this on? Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, no, this is my debut performance. Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, welcome.
Yeah, I've been to Chicago a few times, but never performed.
Well, glad to have you. So tell me all about the International Clarinet Association, because you've been busy posting videos, especially during the pandemic, I see.
Yeah, so I do a couple things for the ICA, and actually I just drove from Reno, Nevada to here. I arrived last night from Clarinet Fest, so we had our big meeting. So the International Clarinet Association, I'm the editor for the online journal, and I also have done a bunch of interviews. Particularly, or most recently, I started a series called Clarinet and Community, which is interviewing people who are building community within music and with clarinet. That features a lot of marginalized folks and a lot of topics that maybe don't get covered that much.
Wonderful. And we'll turn now to Zach. You got your doctorate not too long ago, cello performance, that's to be expected, but also arts administration. So how did you combine the two of those into a single doctorate? What'd you do?
Well, actually, I didn't work that hard. The arts administration was my required doctoral minor.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Otherwise, I would still be in school, for sure. But they have a great program at Madison where you can do a minor in basically anything that you want. And I was actually first interested in arts policy, because I'm always very intrigued by how different aspects of federal, local government policy affect artists. But they told me, well, we don't have an arts policy minor, but you can go over to the business school and study arts administration with other MBA students. So that's what brought me over there, and it was a wonderful experience. And we got to go to the National Endowment for the Arts on a class trip. And I interned with the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra, because I'm very interested in having a clear understanding of the entire field and all sides of the arts, because if we're going to see change, we have to really understand how everything works together.
And yeah, so there is some government funding of the arts. I mean, this concert does get some state government funding, but it's advocating for that, I guess, is a difficult proposition in this political climate.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, I think having a diversity of sources is ideal in our current situation, but the more vocal we can be about the importance of the arts in communities and the potential of the arts to enrich different populations, then hopefully the more successful we'll be at getting increased support.
What was it like for you as a musician among MBA students in a business school?
Oh, it was fantastic.
Yeah,
I'm used to just interacting with other musicians, so this was a wonderful breath of fresh air. And some of them had arts experience too, like there was somebody who had done visual art, and there were other musicians in the class. So we kind of were learning from each other. It was a really great symbiosis.
Excellent. Well, I'll talk to Katherine about what she's up to at the moment. Good to see you again.
Good to see you again.
Last time we saw each other, you were playing for one of the kiddos on Introductions, my radio show.
That I was.
Yeah. What have you been up to lately? Big projects on the horizon?
I think too many big projects on the horizon. I need some sleep, so if anyone knows where I can find that, please let me know. I've just been up to a lot of performing, and I also I teach full-time at the Music Institute of Chicago, which is a wonderful community music school. But I've got a lot of projects with these fine musicians here. We're actually performing twice in Madison later this week, and we have some upcoming performances in the future. And then my duo FAE, as you mentioned earlier, we just received a grant to record a CD called Dissidents of the Gilded Age, featuring the music of suffragettes. Suffragettes not unlike Miss Louise Farrenc, who we are featuring on this program.
Oh, wonderful. So, would you say dissidents or dissonance?
Dissidents.
There might be a bit of both.
There might be a little bit of both.
Well, that's fantastic. So, well, turning now to the music, yeah, you mentioned Louise Farrenc, the first of the two composers we'll hear today. There's a trio by her on the program, one by Johannes Brahms. Can you tell me more about Louise Farrenc? She was highly regarded in her time, but forgotten after her death in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I mean, as happens to many female composers, they die and then sort of drift away into the oblivion, but she was really ahead of her time, a fantastic pianist, and actually the only female teacher at the Parents Conservatoire in the 19th century.
The whole of the 19th century.
The whole of the 19th century. And she ended up spending 30 years teaching there, at being paid at a lower rate than her counterparts, but she actually, she was really vocal and really active for women's rights, and she spoke up to the school on a number of occasions. She kept fighting and fighting, and then eventually she won. And she ended up being paid the same as her counterparts in the 19th century.
Good on her.
Yeah.
And so, Zachary, I'll come to you. Have you played this trio before? Have you played any of Louise Farrenc's music, and what are your impressions?
I have not, actually. Yeah, this was my first experience with it, and I've really been enjoying it. It reminds me a lot of Mendelssohn, actually.
Which Mendelssohn, I have to ask? Because we do need to clarify.
Yeah. Well, I've played the D minor trio, and I hear some parallels to that. It's very interesting. It's kind of a mix of classical and romantic styles. It's very piano-centric, as we also were noting in our work, but it's a really gorgeous piece, and it really deserves much more exposure. So we're really excited to have it on our program
here, and of course in Madison as well.
Right,
and,
yeah.
And turning now to the Abrams Trio, I kind of have to turn to the clarinetist here, because it's a time in Brahms' life when he put a full stop on the composing career. It's like, I'm done with this. And then he met a clarinetist and started writing a bit more. So can you carry on the story from there?
Yeah, it seems to happen a lot. I believe Mozart also had a clarinetist that inspired him. But yeah, he had gone into retirement. He heard a clarinetist and decided to come out of retirement to write. What is really unique about the music that he wrote for the clarinet is because he was so mature in his compositional style. He treated the clarinet as not as a soloist, but as a duet partner for the sonatas, the piano and the clarinet. In the trio, the clarinet is part of the group. And for the first time really in history in the quintet, the clarinet was just one of the string instruments. And so the interplay that he was able to create with the clarinet with the other instruments is quite unique.
Violin and cello quite often go together in a string quartet and in a piano trio, but how do clarinet and cello work together? Because a lot of the ranges overlap. What are the sort of colors that you can make?
So many wonderful colors,
Yeah.
especially with Zach here. Yeah, clarinet, actually, I love the way clarinet sounds with string instruments. I think that there is a beautiful impurity to the clarinet sound. There's a lot of overtones, a lot of things happening, and that is the same kind of quality that you get from a string. And so sometimes I'm able to soar over the string instruments, but a lot of times I'm able to fit right in and create some really unique colors within their ranges.
And we have some of those in in both of the trios, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, are there any points in either trio that we should listen out for? Just that gorgeous interplay. Putting you on the spot a little bit.
Well, the entire Brahms.
Yeah.
So I hope
All
you
right.
pay attention from beginning to end.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are some amazing moments in the Brahms. I think the way that Brahms wrote the interplay between the cello and the clarinet it's really a conversation. There are, especially in the first movement, if you take the opening, it's a sentence, and then I say something, and then we're constantly conversing back and forth, often finishing each other's sentences or interjecting within, and then to have the piano on top of that, like cohesively bringing it all together, it's really quite magical.
Well, thank you for summing up chamber music and being the best advertisement for chamber music there can be. And welcome to Chicago, your first time performing here. Very glad that you get to perform in this lovely, blooming acoustic. And yes, we'll look forward to a great concert starting in about 15 minutes' time. Before I finish up, just a couple of other events to let you know about. Tomorrow, the International Music Foundation presents the Dame Myra Hess Memorial Concert a mile down the street at 17th Church of Christ Scientist. The players are Julian Rhee on violin and Xiao Hui Yang on piano. They're doing sonatas by Mozart and Strauss. And then the next Rush Hour concert, which is here 1 week from today, it's called Rising Stars. It features cellist Alexander Hirsch, who's definitely no stranger to the programming on this series and the Hess concerts. Great young player from the Nexus Ensemble, and he is working with Tom Hicks on piano, who just got his doctorate at Northwestern. He's from the British Isles, and they're playing Felix Mendelssohn, Nadia Boulanger, Augusta Reed Thomas, Bela Bartok, and Benjamin Britten. Two composers that are BB. So that is here next week. Pre-concert talk at 5:15, concert at 5:45. But for now, I'll let these three get back to their hidey holes and prepare for the concert. Please give a warm round of applause to Sarah Manassera, Zachary Preucil, and Katherine Petersen. Hello and welcome to this Rush Hour concert, trios by Farrenc and Brahms, here in St. James Cathedral in downtown Chicago. I'm Robbie Ellis. This concert is presented by the International Music Foundation, which is grateful for support from the Claire, exclusive media sponsor for Rush Hour concerts, also the National Endowment for the Arts and the Illinois Arts Council. Please welcome today's performers, clarinetist Sarah Manassera, cellist Zachary Preucil, and pianist Katherine Petersen.
Thank you.